This block is for Tunisian knit stitch. It looks like your regular stocking stitch, but is a lot denser. It also cools a lot more than some of the other stitches, especially if worked tight. You may find it better using a bigger hook or working a bit looser. So I've already done the foundation row of 17 stitches as required in the pattern. This time, instead of slipping your hook underneath your bar, as we did before, you put it underneath your bar, but poke it straight through to the back. Yarn over and pull it through. You can see that the stitch underneath it looks like a knitted stocking stitch. So do that all the way to the other end. When you get to the other end, work your end stitch the same as you did for the Tunisian simple stitch. So under the first bar, the same as you would for simple stitch, but also pick up the back bar. Yarn over and through. Once again, the closing on this is normal. So one chain, and then yarn over and take two off all the way to the other end. And there you have it. Once again, you can see that the row you've just made is a bit loose and holy, and the stitches in the row below are the ones that look like your knit stitch. I'm going to pause this now to do the correct number of rows for the pattern, and then I'm going to show you how to do the binding off. I've made the required number of rows for the block for the blanket, and I've changed back to grey to show you how to do the binding off. As you can see, this looks like a knitted stocking stitch. However, when you feel it, you'll feel that the whole thing does feel somewhat thicker. So for the binding off, as before, you work your binding off in the same stitch as the block. So we insert the hook in and all the way through, yarn over and through everything. All the way through, yarn over and through everything. We do this all the way to the other end of the block. So your binding off looks like this. Once again, the end stitch is always done in the same way as your Tunisian simple stitch. So pick up your last two bars, yarn over and through everything. Now you can just cut your yarn, do a yarn over and pull it through to finish it off. If you're doing the blanket, you'll need to go back to the pattern for the edging.